yesterday's news.
Hello and welcome to Old News, the programme and podcast which looks at news stories of the day through the papers of yesterday. Well, Happy New Year. That has got to be the programme, hasn't it? It is 2026 already, can you believe? So I thought, to start the new year, let's go back 100 years exactly to New Year 1926 to see just what might have been celebrated and been happening then. To start, we look at the Examiner. Friday, December the 31st, 1925 in that case, December the 31st. New Year Carnivals is the heading. On Monday and Thursday next, January the 3rd and 6th, whist drives and dances are to be held in the Villa Marina on behalf of the wonderful work that is being carried out by the National Institution for the Blind. It's impossible with mere words to explain all that the work of the National Institute means, but the following list of channels through which the blind are being helped will convince one of its tremendous importance. And it cannot be too strongly and frequently pointed out that every branch of the work is open to the blind of the Isle of Man equally with other parts of the country. National and local work of the institution, production of books in Braille and Moon type, production of music in Braille type, publication of music by blind composers, provision of apparatus for the use of the blind, free gifts of books and music, models and apparatus to schools, libraries, societies and individuals, monetary grants and allocations to institutions and societies for the blind, monetary grants to individuals and relief of blind poor, training of adult blind persons, massage school, library and aftercare department, home teaching and visiting, assistance for home workers. The list goes on and on. And it finishes saying, it is confidently hoped that the efforts to be made at the villa on the dates mentioned will be a complete success and will result not only in 2 happy evenings brimful of enjoyment by all those who attend, but will also brighten the lives of many blind folk by very considerably augmenting the funds of this worthy and beneficent institution. Hear, hear. We read in the Examiner on the same day, so I take it's the same issue, Friday, December the 31st, New Year's education budget, already seeking to reduce estimates. This all sounds familiar, doesn't it? At the Isle of Man Education Authority meeting on Wednesday, the report of the Works Subcommittee continued a clause recommending that the following sums be provided in the estimate for repairs, decorations, etc. in the various schools and premises of the authority throughout the island for the year commencing the 1st of April next. Northern Division, £708, Southern Division, £367, Eastern Division, £600 and Western Division, £400. Mr. Cowley asked if the chairman of the committee would accept a suggestion given in friendly spirit to reconsider the items and attempt to reduce them so as to help with the budget for the coming year. Nothing changes over a century. The sum named in the present estimate was £500 more than that in any previous budget. The suggestion was adopted and the clause referred back. I wonder if it got through. Same day, New Year's Eve, December the 31st, 1925. Ramsey Courier. New Year attractions, we read. From tonight, Ramsey will take holiday again for 3 days and a number of attractions have been arranged for tomorrow and Monday. 3 days, that sounds good, doesn't it? Watch night services. The usual watch night services will be held in the town's churches to mark the passing of the old year and to herald the dawn of 1926. The great event of tomorrow, New Year's Day, will be the Railway Cup final between Ramsey and Castletown at Peel. The kick-off will be at 2:30pm and a special football train will leave Ramsey at 1pm. There are numerous attractions in the evening for Douglas. The reviews Oceans of Joy and Don't Worry at the Gaiety Theatre and Villa Marina respectively will be presented for the last time, and either of them warrants the presence of those who are out for a good night's entertainment. The local cinemas are also offering big fare. At the Palace, the popular Tom Mix will appear in the picture The Everlasting Whisper, and at the Cinema House, Constance Talmadge will be serenaded in the laugh maker The Duchess of Buffalo. Sounds like a good film. I'll go and see that one, it has to be said. Into 1926 itself. The Peel City Guardian, Saturday, January the 2nd. We wish all our readers a happy and prosperous New Year, it says. There will be English papers as usual on New Year's Day, and the following day the Guardian office will be open each day from 4 p.m. to 6:30 for the sale of newspapers and periodicals. The annual Tea and Musical Festival in connection with the Peel Corps of the Salvation Army takes place on New Year's Day in the public hall, Michael Street. The tea commences at 5 p.m, the festival at 8 p.m. As will be seen by our advertising columns, it goes on, the annual New Year effort in connection with the Peel Wesleyan Church on this occasion takes the form of a bazaar and the sale of work. There has been considerable preparation for this event, and the proceedings should prove of an enjoyable and happy character. There will be a number of stalls on which will be displayed a large variety of useful and ornamental articles, a cake stall with tempting confections, and a cafe in which teas, etc. will be served at reasonable prices. There will also be a variety of amusements which will all add to the pleasure of the proceedings. The event will be opened by the Mayor of Douglas, Alderman A.B. Crookall HK, and Mr. A. Robertson, Town Clerk of Douglas, will preside. Considerably sadder news found in the Examiner on Friday, January the 8th, 1926, found dead on New Year's Day. Mrs. Mary Ann Keenan, aged 58 years, was found lying dead on the floor of her room by her daughter, Mrs. Elizabeth Walker, in No. 21 Wellington Square, Douglas, where they both lived on New Year's Day. Mrs. Keenan had been attended by Dr. Hampton and about a month before had been operated on for appendicitis at Nobles Hospital. She had not been in good health since, but her sudden demise came as a shock to the members of her family. I imagine it would. Dr. Hampton certified death was due to natural causes and no inquest was necessary. Very sad start for a new year for that family. In the Ramsey Courier, Friday, January the 8th, 1926, we read of another fur and feather show, very popular back in the day. As we remember, there's an enormous one being held around about that time on Boxing Day, and here's another less than a week later. Many Northside wins. The 9th annual show of the Onken Fur and Feather Society was held in the Derby Castle on New Year's Day and was a conspicuous success. His Excellency the Lieutenant Governor opened the show in the presence of a big crowd of people. The following Northside wins were obtained, and it has a long list of poultry. The Plymouth Rock Cock, got to be worth seeing, Major Weir, and 2nd and 3rd PJ Tier. The Plymouth Rock Hen, 1st and 3rd PJ Tier, who did rather well. The Rhode Island Redcock, 1st and 2nd, TL Tier, same family we assume. A Wyandotte Hen, any other variety, Mr. Tier again. In ducks, the Indian Runner, wonderful ducks if you've never seen them, they look like mobile umbrellas. 1st and 2nd, J.W. Stephen. And the Khaki Campbell Duck, S. Farrant. It goes on to say the judge's remarks, Mr. T. Crawhall, I think that is, of Kirkhamerton, Yorkshire, judged the caged bird section and said he was extremely pleased to find the quality so good. He had awarded the special for the best bird in the show to an unflighted yellow Norwich cock shown by W.F. Curfew of Douglas. That's Mr. W.F. Curfew. Well done to him. In the Ramsey Courier, a little later, Friday, January the 15th, 1926. Maritime Notes, this is headed, New Year Storms. Well, we're used to those, I think, aren't we? Since the year of 1926 has been ushered in, the weather conditions have been perhaps as bad as they could possibly be. It has been one long series of wind and rain, with low glass and a temperature in the same mood. At least we had a nice Christmas this year. But with all this, we in the Isle of Man have indeed something to be thankful for. The weather and the floods on the other side of the water have been abnormal, and whilst we have suffered here to some extreme, we are indeed getting off lucky. One notable feature this winter has been the many strong breezes of easterly wind we have experienced, and the quantity of rain which has fallen, and especially at the weekend. Sounds familiar again, doesn't it? For a cold, raw day, it would be hard to beat Saturday. Rain was plentiful in the morning, and in the course of the day a southerly gale prevailed. Many steamers took shelter in the bay, including a large four-masted vessel thought to be a foreigner, whoever they were. Sunday morning was cold and stormy, with the sharp easterly breeze still continuing, but towards evening it lulled to some extent. Monday was remarkable for its mildness, and Tuesday morning brought a dense fog. Still, the day which followed was not a bad one, and even if the wind on Wednesday was nippy, we had some sunshine and healthy weather. I wonder what healthy weather is. Sounds like the weather hasn't actually changed that much in the Isle of Man over the last 100 years reading that, doesn't it? And then finally, I take you to the Isle of Man Examiner, our children's corner, the Isle of Man Examiner Alan Vannon Children's Club, junior branch of the World Manx Association. This is January the 1st of 1926. We're told the president of the club is J.L. Goldie Taubman Esquire and the secretary A.D. Kenner the Nunnery. The press secretary is Uncle Jack. Rules of membership. I promise to try, 1, to keep the 10 Commandments. 2, to be patriotic. 3, to be kind to dumb animals. 4, to look after the war memorial near my home. 5, to get other Manx boys and girls to join the club. It's all very righteous and very patriotic, jolly good stuff. And there's an entrance form for new members. And then quite a long diatribe from Uncle Jack. My dear nephews and nieces, I take this opportunity of wishing every one of you a very happy and prosperous New Year. Aunt Jenny wishes to join me in my New Year greetings and hopes that 1926 will be the brightest and happiest year you will have ever experienced. The gift of a fresh new year is one that should fill your hearts with hope, courage and gratitude. And if you are hopeful, brave and full of gratitude, you'll stand a fair chance of being as good and happy as we could wish you to be. We hope every one of you has spent a very happy Christmas. I thank very heartily all those of you who sent Aunt Jenny and myself Christmas greetings, cards, calendars and little personal gifts of various kinds. He doesn't say chuck them all away, but you never know. We received so many that we cannot thank you all individually, but some of you went to so much trouble and expense that I must mention just a few names. In the first place, I must thank Charlie Kelly of Patrick and his sister Ethel for a very handsome cushion cover with the 3 legs very neatly worked thereon. The girls of Russian Girls' School for their handsome sprays of artificial flowers, etc. The scholars of Sulby School for their beautiful drawings and paintings. 2 Liverpool young ladies for nice silk ties, besides some others who sent gifts of books. The President, too, was pleased to receive so many home-for-school-made little tokens of affection and gratitude. He was specially pleased with Alfred Garrett's Sulby calendar for 1926. It must have taken him a long time to print it. Do you remember ever sending a gift to Uncle Jack, or indeed who Uncle Jack might have been? Do let us know if you do remember anything about that, or who Uncle Jack was. Howard Kane with an E at manxradio.com. We'd love to hear more and perhaps have a little chat about it. And then he goes on to talk about New Year's resolutions. I know quite well, says Uncle Jack, that some little boys and girls don't like anything in the nature of a sermon, but there are times when a little sermon will do none of us any harm, and I'm going to give you one today. My text is good resolutions. Resolution is a very long word, but it's one which is often used. If I say, I shall go for a walk this afternoon, we call that a resolution. I have resolved or decided or made up my mind to do a certain thing. People are often making resolutions. They resolve to go somewhere or do something for themselves or others, or to act in a particular way. There are certain times, too, which are specially chosen for making resolutions. On birthdays, for instance, some make up their minds that, as they're commencing a fresh year of their lives, they may behave in a certain manner, trying most likely to improve on last year's conduct. New Year's Day is often thought a good time for making resolutions. The old year is gone, and what has been done during the 12 months cannot be altered. Commencing a new year is something like commencing a new exercise book. We can think of many things we wish we had not done in the year which has just passed, just as we remember that our old books are disfigured by blots and mistakes. And just as we hope to keep our new books cleaner and more correct, so we hope that during the coming year we shall all do what is right. Tomorrow being New Year's Day, I want to tell you of a resolution I should like you all to make. I want you all to resolve to keep yourselves clean during the coming year. This is the resolution. Wait for it. I will keep myself clean. Skin needs to be cleaned often and cleaned thoroughly if the pores have to be kept open and help to do their work. Now, if after washing our bodies all over we let dirty clothes rub against the skin, the dirt from them very soon stops up the pores again, and so the washing has been of very little use. It is necessary then to wear clean clothes and to remember that those especially should be clean which are worn next to the skin and are therefore always touching it. Underwear is what we call that, children. Well, let us think of something else now. You know that lead pencils and sticks of chalk become smaller and smaller with use. Where's he going with this one? Because each time a mark is made with them, part of their substance is worn away. Our bodies also wear away. Every time we use hand or arm or brain, every time the heart beats or the lungs fill with air, every time, in fact, that the least movement or effort is made, some of the substance composing our bodies is used up. But muscle and bone and other parts do not wear right away because we replace the used up portions. We eat and drink in order that new material may be formed and so that we might continue to be strong. And on it goes about eating well as washing well and wearing nice fresh clothes. All wonderful, hearty, wholesome advice which I thoroughly recommend to all of you. I was slightly worried about the pencil analogy, but I think we got there safely enough. Well, I hope you all have a happy, healthy and clean New Year, children. And we shall be back with another old news next week. A happy New Year. And until then, cheerio.
You're gonna be yesterday's news.